Welcome back, everyone. Today we're in the Giants editor, and I'm Jewel, and we're on the Jewel's Peaceful Valley map. And as you can see, we're getting moving along. We got a little bit going. We've done the water. I've got to do a couple more things. I may do a different thing to show you in Blender about the water soon, so stay tuned for that. I'm gonna be doing that soon. Let me roll on in real quick so we can get going. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I appreciate all the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, if you check out the playlist, you'll see I have a lot of tutorials about the Giants editor. So if you're new to map making in the Giants editor, take a look at that. It might help you understand a little bit. We're going to be doing a lot more. This is the map I've been working on. It's a 4X map, so to speak. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Probably on this episode, I want to break away from some of the other stuff we've been doing and probably bring in a couple of things just for placement and sizing so I can kind of make some decisions, because I want to know where I'm going to put things, but I also don't want to commit yet fully. So I'm going to bring a few things in, get some ideas on what I want to do, where I want to put some things, and I'm thinking we'll start today off with the baseball field, and we may add a couple other things if time permits. But I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and click on the other map. This is the Elm Creek map, and it's called Farmland 22. That was just the name I gave it, but this is basically Elm Creek. Anytime you make a mod map, it's either Elm Creek or one of the other maps that comes with the Farming Simulator game. And here's the baseball field. I already have the decoration one selected in the scene graft, and I'm probably not going to take everything in this particular one, but when I actually get ready to fully place stuff, I might go on and take the whole group. I'll probably delete the baseball field if I put it there right now, and then bring it all in one go on the pack that it has here, and then just delete what I don't want. It'll save it. It'll just organize the scene graft a lot better without me having to do a lot of work. And you can also do the same thing if you want to do that for the sell points. I was trying to come up here where, like, if you want to click on Elm Creek, you can get everything, which, you know, that's a lot. So I don't want that. You click on buy and sell points, then you just get that. Well, whoops, it took me off of it. So let's get back up there. Alright, you can get all this that's in this group here. Everything in here, all that. Let me close that. Alright, everything in that group up until this. So you get the animal trader all the way down to the shopping mall area, all in between there. And basically, as you can see here, it's not that much. So you would probably want to bring that in to your map in one shot by clicking on this. But you can do it separately. And yes, you still have to move and do things separately to it, but it'll come all together, and then you can do that after you get it in there. So what I'll probably end up doing is making a Jewel's Peaceful Valley transform group, and then, like, this is called Elm Creek one, and then put the buy and sell points in that, most likely, and then put the decoration kit pack in that, and do it from there, something like that. We'll see. It doesn't have to be done that way, but I'm probably going to do it that way. We'll see what happens. Alright, so what I'm going to do in this particular episode is going to grab the baseball place, because I want to see where I want to really put it. I'm just mostly checking sizes, and so I can organize where I'm laying out stuff. I'm not necessarily going to try to go on and finalize it and build it out and everything. I'm just getting some things situated. I like to do things a little different than probably most when you're doing the maps. So we're going to go ahead and click on this baseball center spot, and we're going to click, I don't think we want to take anything else. If you notice, you click the west crossing area and it gets all that, but I don't think I want any of that other stuff right now. We will do that later. Like I said, we'll delete it and then bring it in probably the whole group. So what I'm going to do is just take the baseball field, and right here it says baseball center spot, so we're going to go click file, export selection with files, click on it, and then we're going to go to the documents, my games, double click, FS22, mods, and then the map you're working on. And we're going to pick, in this particular case, since we will be deleting it later, just to bring it back in later, we're just doing this for placement, not to finalize. This is just me plotting things out. You can put it anywhere if you're going to delete it. So we're probably going to just stick it in an objects folder, most likely. Or I could make a decorations folder. New folder. Or deco. I'll just call it deco. And open that up. And then right here in the file name box, we're going to type base, ball, capital C, E, and then lowercase e, n, t, e, r, center. And for now, we're not even going to put the whole thing. We're just going to put that. And then we're going to hit save. And then we're going to hit yes and yes. And then it's going to take that and put it in our documents area where the map is. And we're going to minimize this, or we can just come down and click back on this map. And I'm thinking of putting it right maybe here. I'm not sure. We're going to see. So I'm going to bring it, hit File, Import, and it's going to bring you back to the one you just did. So if you just did one and you want to do that one, then you'll go right to it. If you don't go right to it, say you did about 10, put 10 things in there and you didn't go right back to the one you wanted first, it's okay. Just go to Documents, My Games, double click, FS22, double click, Mods, double click, back on the map, whichever your map you're working on is, double click, and then find where you put it, double click, and then there it is, click on it, click Open. It's going to bring it in, give it time, let it do its thing. When it brings it in, alright, we're going to come on down to where we need to be. So it looks like that's, let me see. Okay, it's just under there. I was fixing to say, what in the world? Alright, we're going to come down here and get it about right here. And I'm not sure, we'll see if I like this area. And we're going to hit Control B as in boy. Left mouse click where we want it. Okay, so you can see there. I'm going to go ahead and click it again to finalize it. Left click again. So then I'm going to grab this little green area here on this half circle. I'm going to left click on it and just drag it around. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking of something like this. Now I'm going to roll in a little. We'll adjust myself so I can get down to the ground. And obviously we have something over here that goes with it. We'll move. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and click on the eye first person mode up here on this little list. See the eyeball? First person mode, left click. It drops me down. And now I can kind of get a visual, okay, how close to the road it is, what it needs to be. Okay, and then I can decide, is that too close? Is that too far away? What do we need to do? Now I think we may move it out a little bit closer to the road. Probably. We're going to check this side real quick. Now this road is probably going to change sizes a little bit, but we'll just pretend that this is the side, and then we'll change it on this side, and all this stuff can move forward a little bit. So, and we're going to level it obviously to get it right. So I think if we're driving along and see that, I think that we're not too far from it. I'm going to move it a little bit. So we're going to hit escape to get out of that first person mode. Roll back, and then we're going to lift this up just a little and bring it over. Okay. Then we're going to turn it again a little bit. Now we're going to roll over, try to get ourselves in line with it. Alright, so that don't look too bad. Now obviously we would have to flatten it, but I'm just trying to think. So if somebody's coming along, they'd see this and they'd be, oh, there's the baseball field. And then they also would come along. They'd be like, okay. And then this was going to be the gas, the shop. This is going to be the main shop where you buy the vehicles and stuff. This is over here is going to be a gas station, from my understanding what I was thinking. And then let's see what that is. Okay, so we'll have to move those benches if we were to do that. And then this is going to be the grocery store. And see, then you're going to have these houses. There'll be houses. There'll be a park. So the housing, this particular set of houses will be right across the road from a baseball field. So it'd be right around. And I'm thinking of a school. We'll put a building, some sort of building somewhere for like a school. Now, if I don't like this spot for the baseball field, which I think it's okay, we can put that over here somewhere and then put a school over here somewhere. I don't know if I should maybe put the school here and change where I put the shop. That could happen. I could move the shop maybe on this side of the road and put a school here on this side of the road, and then the ball field will be by the school. So we could do that and then move this down a little, this Walmart down a little, and we'll have the grocery store over here a little bit. Or we can move the grocery store again and put the grocery store behind the shop on this road. So it's a lot of possibilities, but I'm just doing a little couple here and there, just testing out some ideas. Like I said, or if we really don't like this over here, we could put it over here, and the ball field could go behind here, and then a school over here. I'm just trying to see. That looked like it'd be a pretty good spot, and then they got a nice little water area back behind the ball field. Not sure how that would look from here. Not too bad. And then, so I don't know, but I'm just getting some things in just to get some looking and seeing and being like, well, I don't know if I like that spot there. Like if we move it on down, it's not gonna. That looked good because it was on a corner. See, so like if we wanted it to do it, I probably gonna want it on a corner. So like I could stick it over here, like so, and then put the school over here. But then I gotta move the shop still, and I could either put the shop on this side, or I could put it back over on this side if I want. Or if I had to, I could even bring the shop over here, further away. But I was trying to keep it close to the main farm, which is over here. So I really don't want to move that shop too much. So I'm thinking I like either the shop being either here or here. I probably don't mind moving the shop over here too much. I don't mind that so much. If I had to be honest, I could move the grocery store right here. Then they're right across the street from the grocery store. But I didn't really want to do that with the houses. I want them to have to go. Well, there are still going to be across the street right here. I mean, sometimes you're just going to be across the street from the grocery store. It's just all it is to it. So, but I'm thinking I like this one being over here or here. Either one looks good. This side's much flatter, but I had to smooth any one of them I do. So I don't know. I might decide. I don't know. I kind of like that side over here. I just kind of like it. Try to get it back kind of where I want it. That way it's got its own special little spot, and it ain't much more going on around it, you know. We can even add more things along this, like they own all that and whatever the case. So I'm thinking that's probably what I'll do, is I'll put that there, and I might put a school here. And or the school could go over there on that side. I wonder how big it would need to be. Actually, that's probably a good spot for a school. Right here. But I would want them to have plenty of room, because schools are usually pretty big little area there and a big parking lot. So I think I'm gonna move this this here. Let's do that. Let's move this as well. Is that the only one? Yeah, that's the only one. So we're gonna move that. We're gonna drag that over and back right there. And now we're going to move over. We're going to turn it on the terrain detail texture paint mode. We're going to hit Control R as in Richard and left click on the grass to take away this, to paint over it, left click, and then paint over all that right there, get that all situated. Now we're going to take and make a square, put it on square brush type. We're going to hover over the cement and hit Control R as in Richard. And now we're going to put this square over here. And this is going to be the shop. We've moved the main shop. And I'm thinking that it might be quite a bit bigger. And I'm thinking I'm going to make the shop bigger than even that. I'm not sure. We'll see if that's too big. That's probably too big. But I want to have a nice little area. And then we're going to put a grocery store more. We might put the grocery store here. I think we might put it there. We may change our mind if it's too far of a drive and put it here. We'll save that for later. So now we're going to turn that off and bring our tree. Come on. It doesn't want to grab. Okay. I'm trying to grab that tree. They don't want to. You need to grab that tree. What's your problem? Thank you. And drag this over. And basically that's just distinguishing this area to be the the main place for the vehicles and all that, the shop. Okay, so we got the baseball field there. We're gonna have a school here. So I'm gonna put this on the brush, roll down and add, hit Control R as in Richard over this, left mouse click on it, and this we're going to write school, and pretty much, well, we'll just put L. We'll know what that means. That's abbreviating it. And then that's the school. And then this was a gas station, which technically could still be a gas station. But since I moved the Y-Mart, I could put the gas station right next to this on this side would be better, because I want to be able to fill them up without a problem right when I get them. So let's do that. Let's put the gas station here. Control R as in Richard. Left mouse click on the cement. And now we're going to roll over and we're going to say the gas station. And we may move it closer. This is just saying, hey, here's a gas station. You know, I'm not trying to be perfect right now. This is just plotting it out, not panicking over everything. Alright, so Control R over this area here. Left mouse click. Well, I didn't mean to do that. Let's undo that. Control R over it to grab it. We're going to paint this as a G for gas station, or we could write it either way. G A S. Alright. So now we have that. And we need to put a Y back on this, because this is going to be the grocery store. So let's put a Y here. And everything's subject to change. Like I say, this is a work in progress. This is us seeing where we want things, what we want to do. So now we have a pretty good plan on some of that. I don't think I want to bring much more in. Let's have a peek real quick before we end it. That's pretty much it on that. If you'll look in the list of the decorations, you can see all the different things. You got a seed seller, you got a the player, the farm of the player. Then you got this little area. You got little sections, the spinnery place. You got the water tower thing right there, which there's one here. Then you have this one that has that whole group. You roll on down, you have more. There's that tower. Then you have fire hydrants, which it breaks it all down into the smaller things. Then you have the production chains, which are important, and they're a separate little piece that you want to do. That's why it didn't show up under the decorations. Um, so if you'll look, you'll see you got all those separate that you can do. Then you have the structures. You got the dirt ways. You got the asphalt stuff, the roads, the decals, drainages, bridges. As you can see, you can grab whatever you need. If I can get over there to it. See, there's a little bridge right there. And so on. So, I'm trying to look, see what we got here. And then you have all the trees. And you close that. And then you have this extra stuff I was working on. Some other things. But yeah, I don't think we'll do anything else right now. What we figured out, we want the baseball field where we want it, and we'll know that we need to add a parking lot. As you can see here, they're further away from the road a little bit than we are, probably. Actually, I don't think they are much further away, but yeah, a little bit. We also have these. We can add sidewalks, but we'd have to do them differently than these. I don't want to use these, but well, they actually already have the setup. If you notice, this sidewalk already has a setup for that baseball area and these trees and stuff, but we're not going to have that there. We'll make our own. So we're not going to add that, but you could, if you wanted to take that whole group, make sure you just go up, and you could bring all that in so you can keep it if you like that little section. So don't worry about that. They also have storage sheds and things, and they have these little buildings. So just look, you can do a lot with some of it. Some of it you can delete some of the stuff and make buildings what you want them to be, so don't worry. You can delete stuff off of them. Some of them has a front like this, and you move it and it's a whole different building. So you got a lot of options, but I think what we'll do is call that an episode on this one, and I don't want to make the video too long. And I'm going to be doing the water in Blender, but I'm coming up with some ideas on some things, and I think I've figured out a little bit about the reflection situation, so I want to wait a little bit longer before I do it to make sure I have everything that I want to talk about in that video. But for now, I'm going to call that an episode, and we'll just say that we've decided that that's where our baseball field is going to go. So now we have our baseball field picked out right where we want it, and then we're going to have a school, which we haven't picked a building out for that yet, but I'm not ready to do that yet. That'll be coming. We'll start organizing and flattening and things, getting the ground situated, and making sure we had parking and all that. We'll have to do parking on the edges here and there. We'll probably push it back a hair. And then we'll worry about adding other buildings later. We already kind of know where things are going to go. It'll adjust a little. It may get a little closer to each building as I begin to bring them in, and then we'll add other buildings. But we're just getting the basics of how we're structuring it. There's going to be a lot more coming. As you can see, we got a lot to get finished. We're still just getting going. But I hope everybody enjoys. Stay tuned for more map making and tutorials, and I will be doing simulator games again, so stay tuned for that in the future. But I hope everybody has a great day. Catch you on the next one. Please hit the like button if you like the video, subscribe, turn on your notification bell if you want to receive a notification every time I post a video. Goodbye, everybody.